Hip Hop Nation, your boy Torae is here. We are giving you Black History Next. Now, this is something that we're doing for Black History Month, where we highlighting emerging artists, creating waves for themselves, creating names for themselves, and being a part of this new Black history. You'll be getting that all month long, and I'm super excited about the conversation that I'm having today for two reasons. For one, because I'm just a fan of this young man and his music, Skydive. You heard me talk about it. We played a bunch of joints here. One of my favorite projects of the last few years. And also because I only got to do half my job today. You know what I'm saying? Because I got T.I. here co-hosting this with me. What up, Tip?
What's going on, King?
You ready? You ready? I can't give you half of my check.
No, I mean,
what would you do with that $8 anyway?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't think it's necessary. When you find something you love to do for a living, you'll never work a day in your life.
Just a fact.
But I'm excited to be here today because we have an opportunity to showcase some talent that I've been hearing a lot about, man.
Really?
Been hearing about him for quite some time now.
When did you first become aware of this young man?
I say about 21, 22 years ago.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's been a long time coming.
Right, it's been a long time. Domani Harris is here, and he is going to be our interview subject for this Black History Next. Let me ask you this just off the rip, man. When we talk about Black History Month and just knowing who you are and watching your videos and your conversations and your music, what does Black history mean to you?
It's supposed to be celebrating Black people and just accomplishments and the Black culture. Right. That's what it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For you though, specifically, you know, when you hear it, does it make you think of any person in particular, or does it make you feel a way about what you should be doing? Or
how does it resonate?
Yeah, how does it resonate? T.I. will be providing all the multi-syllable words today.
How does it resonate? I think it's just like Sunday. You know, Sunday is supposed to be like, you think it's the Lord's day, you do something crazy, like, dang, you did that on Sunday? It's like, so I'm thinking like, you know, just Black History Month is just like a day, just to remind everybody where we are and how far we came and how much further we got to go.
That's a fact. That's a fact. You making your own way. You making your own Black history. As I've been seeing the music that you put out and the audience grow and the tours grow, right, and the venues and the people that are coming out to see you. What kind of mark do you feel you leaving, and what are people telling you when you get a chance to engage with your audience and your fan base? What type of things are they telling you about what you mean to them?
That's a crazy question, man.
I'm a crazy motherfucker. No. Where's Black History Month? I can't do that. My bad. Yeah. It's Sunday.
Man, people tell me it's crazy because when your thoughts and your ideas, you know, you lay them out into the track, come from your mind to the track, and then you release it out into the world. It's like you don't really think too much about it, I don't feel like. And to hear people like tell me certain verses or certain songs got them through tough times, it's kind of hard for me to wrap my mind around. But it's like, but I sit there and I really soak it in, and yeah, so that, and then my mark, I just want to just create. I just want to create and be like an instrument, you know, just have like, whatever come in me, just make sure I express it out in a creative way as possible.
For sure.
So in doing that, and as you've had the opportunity to do that for quite some time now, how many projects do you have at this moment?
Like 4, 5.
Are you sure?
We got Amygdala, Constellation.
You're not counting the Process?
Process.
Okay.
Gotta count the Process.
I think it's
Process, Constellation, Amygdala. What's after that?
Amygdala. Time will tell.
Time will tell.
So 6. Got
6. Yeah, you got 6 projects.
I told you was Black history.
You know what I mean? Hey, look, man, 6 projects deep at 21, 20. You know, that's pretty impressive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know a lot of 21-year-olds that have a 6-album discography.
Right.
So in that amount of time that you've been in it and the amount of work that you've put in, what would you find as, I guess, the greatest achievement and the greatest challenge that you face?
Okay. Achievement, I guess, will be going back and hearing the growth, going back and always hearing the growth. And you can hear, like, when you listen to your own music, your own thoughts, you know, like, where your head was at this point in time, and you know, like maybe your feelings and your thoughts has changed since then, and maybe you've matured since then and got a different perspective. So I feel like that's what I enjoy about it. What was the other question you said?
What's the greatest challenge that you
Challenge would be maybe not getting scared of the past, not getting scared of your success. I feel like, because if you got a project that did well, I guess, then it's like naturally you gonna want to top that. So it's like trying not to get stuck in that. It's stuck in that space of trying to beat the past and like up the past. So
that's real.
Yeah, what you think, you know, what you think keeps you from busting through the ceiling of your own expectations?
Well, let me do this. I want you to hold on to that thought, right?
Okay,
we're gonna jump into some music. It's Hip Hop Nation. This is
we
Black.
play music here.
Yeah, we're gonna
That's
play.
Right. Yeah,
because it's a radio team.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm sure if you've ever been on radio before.
I thought it was a talk show.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Expeditiously, we're gonna get back into some music,
Indubitably.
man. It's Black History next. It's Hip Hop Nation. Domani is here. Tip is here. This your tour guide. You know the vibes. Your boy Torae is here. It is Black History Month. We are doing Black History next. My co-host is the icon, T.I., and we got the young king in the building with us as well, Domani Harris. What's up, Domani?
what's going on?
So we closed out before we went into some music. Tip, I don't know if you know this guy, if you're familiar with his catalog, but he's pretty solid as a MC.
I used to be okay.
But he asked a really amazing question, Tip, if you just want to read
I was just saying, right? So listening to his music, I can observe and absorb that you have pretty high expectations set for yourself by way of your art. Okay, although you know, in meeting you, I could tell that you are very humble. You know, of humble means, but
they meet in the living room.
Yeah, but you have high expectations of your art.
Right.
You know. What do you think keeps you from busting through the ceiling of your expectations of your art?
Busting through the ceiling, so like getting comfortable, like I achieved it, so now I can chill. Like that, what you mean?
Nah, I mean like, okay, whatever you expect of yourself, what you think is keeping you from exceeding that?
I first got to think, what do I expect of myself? And what's keeping me from exceeding that? I feel like it's definitely it's always yourself. It's always yourself. I'm gonna go with that answer.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with that. It's
hey,
me.
Man, you know what? I think that's eloquent, because you know it all starts with us.
For sure.
Right.
In any time, in any given situation. But in my observation, I'ma just tell you, I think, you know, that there are, I think you go against the systemic approach to the program. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, okay.
You go against I feel
I'm
like
understanding what you're saying now.
You picking up what he putting down?
This is my observation. I feel like you go against the programming.
Yeah,
you know
you're right. Dang, I see what you. All right, bet. Yeah, I do that.
It's almost like he knows you. It's almost like he knows you well. Maybe even better than you know yourself. Just somehow.
Real. Okay, let's talk about that. Yeah, so it's a lot of things that could push somebody to the forefront or shine a lot of light on some junk that I really don't agree with. What's a lot of ways people go about, you know, getting that attention or stuff like that I normally don't agree with, and or sometimes don't agree with. So yeah, I choose to not do certain things or not talk about certain things or not, because it's not how I want it. It's not how I want it, and it's not necessarily what I want. Because once you feed that, it's like, once you're known for that, you got to keep feeding that wolf.
For sure. Got to keep feeding that wolf. What do you think your individuality comes from, right? Because there's a guy who may or may not be sitting on the couch with you, who's had enormous success in the music space, television and film executive space, and just by sheer virtue of sharing the same last name and DNA, people automatically align you to. But you've, like you said, kind of carved out your own path and chosen to talk about your own things and make music and create your own way. Where did that come from? Just being headstrong and say, hey, I'm going to do this Domani's way.
Just being hard headed, man. I started off young, just wanted to do stuff my way, not knowing no better. And then I was like, you know what? It kind of be working when I do it my way too. And it's like it works for me. It make me feel good. You know, I'm expressing myself. I'm releasing. I'm getting all my thoughts out. You know, so it works for me. So I think that's where it came from though. Just being young and then just being hard headed and trying different stuff.
Yeah,
Sometimes hard-headed makes sense. Sometimes it works for you. Especially just knowing who you are, who your parents are, and the success that they had. I love the fact that...
And definitely learning from my parents.
Yeah.
Now, I see right here they have some questions here. You know, but...
that's how I felt. That's how I felt about them questions.
You know, so, look, right?
Scoring title.
So, look, right? I just want to know, okay, so knowing you for so long and seeing your growth, seeing where you came from the first time, okay, this is a two-part question. First, can you please share with the world what my first reaction was when you brought me your first piece of work?
Tell Craig, I don't remember it.
I told you it sucked.
You did?
Yes. I said this.
I wouldn't remember that shit either.
Yeah, I forgot about it.
We block out the dark times.
This is horrible, man. This is not cool. And you know,
what it sounded like though?
Well, man, you were really just rapping about eye cream, buying all the eye cream off the eye cream truck, and you really just kind of.
If that was his reality, though.
But hold up, though. But see, that's the thing. That was only part of his reality. You see what I'm saying? We all have different parts of our reality. What we choose to speak about is, sometimes we can speak about what's important to us.
Right.
And sometimes we can speak about what's important to us that is also important to others. You see what I'm saying? So, in saying that, what took you from, being kind of such an immature artist to evolving to creating music that's more mature than mine? How did you find yourself on that pathway?
Wanting to dig deeper and just keep asking questions. I think that's the big thing. Keep asking questions. Listening to expanding my my palette, I guess, for music. Actually going back and listening to people who've impacted the culture, and really understanding what moves people and what people want to hear and what makes people feel good, and having real conversations with people. I think that's what matured everything. Because I think that's all that matters right there. Real conversations, real problems, real people. True. Real life stuff.
That sounds real.
Those things are timeless, right? I think a hit record can come and go, and maybe somebody play it 5-10 years later and people might dance to it and get nostalgic. But I think that the timeless music and the conversations that are evergreen resonate for decades. And when you make music that stands the test of time, it's a testament to the artist you are and maybe the people around you as well. Right. We're going to get back into music. You spoke briefly about listening to people, and I want to know who you listen to. We're going to talk about some of your favorite artists, your top artists, who they are and why. We'll get into that. And if it's like the doctor's office. When you want your parents to leave the room, then when they if you want your dad to leave, we can kick them out.
Are you sexually active?
Exactly. We're going to get back into the vibes. It's Hip Hop Nation, Black History next. Listen, Hip Hop Nation, it's Black History Month. We got just incredible conversation, dialogue going on today. Anytime Tip has been a guest on my show, it's always been an enlightening conversation. Having him as my co-host is incredible. Most importantly, because I don't have to pay, which is amazing. And Domani is here as well. Tip, before we ask Domani any more questions, I just have to say, I'm proud of this conversation. I'm proud of this young man. He's somebody who I wave the flag for. I'm on this airwaves regularly. And if it's not a new song I'm talking about, I'm just talking about him touring and watching his growth and just seeing all the amazing things that he's doing. So I know as a fan and as a supporter of the culture, I'm proud of Domani. Yeah. I got to feel you feel the same way.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm proud. I'm proud to say that I actually enjoy his music.
That's dope, too.
You know what I'm saying? Because, as I guess a artist, a legacy artist that holds whatever status, position,
icon shit.
whatever,
Nothing crazy.
whatever it is,
Yeah.
it's not for me to say.
Legendary.
But whatever that is, to be in that position and have, your offspring, a part of your lineage to participate in the same arena. You can't really enjoy it if you don't actually like it.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real.
You can't really enjoy it. You can't really say, yeah, man, that's dope, unless it's actually something that you could say, I actually dig that.
For sure.
And I think that's what makes me most proud. And also, man, just, I guess, answering the call of change. You dig? A lot of times, that's the most difficult thing that any of us could do.
For sure.
And when he first came to me, I challenged him over and over again. I challenged him to read. I challenged him to research. I challenged him to talk about. Because, the first thing I told him, I said, man, you're going to get your ass kicked. Because you just a rich kid who out here talking about all the things that these other poor kids ain't got. They gonna want to fuck you up, bro. They not gonna be happy for you.
It might not be. He might be pleased with this.
And he didn't. I mean, I guess he at the time he looked at me as though he didn't understand. Like, what are you talking about? This is dope. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then he went off and came back, and he started talking about things like how he felt school was a waste of time and it wasn't important. And how he wanted to go places, but he didn't have his license, so he had to wait on a ride. I'm like, now this is something that everybody can relate to.
Yeah, that's gonna stick to your ribs.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
This is something that you have in common with everybody, regardless of how much money either of you have. And so accepting that level of change, and that just kind of, I think, he began to peel back the onion, if you will.
Word.
And I, and it, even though it felt like, or it seemed like, or it looked like he wasn't listening, as I hear the music evolve, I like to feel or think that he kind of was.
Yeah, for sure, sure. He had to be. You don't get to his level of understanding and creativity without having real life lessons and having a real team around you. So Tip is one of my favorite artists. I'll just say that.
Man,
as a Brooklyn, New Yorker, as a spitter, as an MC, I'm lyrics first. Beats and hooks and those things make great songs, and I've learned to add that to my repertoire. But for me, it was always lyrics first. And the one thing about T.I., outside of the cool shit and the tone and the vernacular, was always bars. He was barred up, and I'll say he was barred up, especially now we've known the landscape to change, but especially for a Southern artist at the time. He was talking that shit. He was spitting that shit. So one of my favorites, T.I. for sure. Who are some of your favorites, Domani?
Boom. When I got...
Should I leave the room?
No. I'm going to tell you, look, the other time when I don't say his name, it's not because he's not my favorite. It's like because I'm thinking, people usually say aside from your dad.
Right.
Like, my dad is my favorite. He's my favorite artist. But it's like, I'm thinking people already expect me to say that.
Okay.
So, but yeah, of course, you are one of my favorite artists. And that's for real.
The pride is beaming, radio people.
Nah, for real. It's like you can always go back to his music and just catch that same vibe. And it's like, it's different for me because I'm like, I'm there and I know like, where we was at and what was going on a little bit. I'm a kid.
Right.
But for the most part, I kind of know what's going on. So it's different for me. So, but yeah. Who else? Definitely Outkast.
For sure.
UGK. What that 3? Let me see.
Rest in peace to the pimp.
Right. I'm supposed to been thinking about this. Who else? Kendrick.
Kendrick is amazing.
Kendrick. Let me see. Who else we got? Well, maybe Wayne.
Yeah.
Wayne.
Pick any of those artists that you named and tell me why. What is it about them?
Boom. I'm gonna say Wayne. His consistency.
For sure.
His it's just the fearlessness. Cause a lot of artists don't get on other people's song because they don't not want to have the best verse. You know what I'm saying? So they don't want to be looked at and then boom, all right, they had the better verse than me. Don't put that song out. Man, Wayne on everybody's song, and it's like, yeah. So boom, Wayne, his fearlessness, his consistency. Boom, who I said, Andre, his Outkast. Just they just crazy dynamic duo. They both of their creativity. They I think the biggest part for them is the creativity.
For sure.
Who I said.
They push all types of envelopes and boundaries past anywhere we thought.
Kendrick.
Boom. This man Kendrick, man. He creativity, just the detail in his work. I feel like yeah.
And when you speak fearlessness too, right? Kendrick, one of my favorite things about, if you go back through his catalog, is that every album is a different vibe.
Yeah.
You know, every album is evolution, is growth,
Switch
and it's
gears.
not what you expect him to do. It's not the safe thing to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that just being a creative, like in the
Exactly.
truest sense of the word, being a creative makes him one of the dopest
But
artists.
now look, now so you, speaking of Kendrick, because you know you have caught several of Kendrick's shows.
Yeah.
And you know you actually have had arguments, which I don't weigh in on. I just observe. You know,
Right.
him and his brothers had arguments over who had a dopest show, Kendrick, Kanye.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And where do you weigh in on this discussion and why?
I feel like you could not be a Kendrick fan, go to a Kendrick show, and leave that show and say that was the best show I've ever seen.
You say
think
in
you
that you say in that
No,
say
you could not be a fan, and you could leave that show, and at the end of the show, you realize that's the
oh
best
got
show.
it.
That's the best
So you
show
say
you
even
ever-
if you ain't a fan, you
You
go to
could
that
not
show.
be a fan. Unless you just a hater, but nah, we ain't talking
Right,
about.
unless you're just a hater. There's some of them out
We're
there.
not talking about haters.
Right,
We're talking
right,
about open-minded individuals that just don't know nothing
some
about
classy
Kendrick
folk.
Lamar.
Right.
You don't know nothing about Kendrick. You go to the show and be like, that was actually the best show I've ever seen.
I've seen Kendrick perform a few different times. Did you get a chance to catch the Mr. Morale and Big Steppers tour?
Yep. Caught it in state, out of state. Yep.
You talking
As
about
a-
you mean in
in
the
the country.
States?
In
Yeah,
the
in the
States
United States, and I
overseas.
caught him in Europe.
Caught the Europe joint. Even as a big Kendrick fan supporter, I left that with a whole new level of respect for him. And I've seen him perform already. And I was already a big fan. He's already like one of my favorite artists of this generation. But just seeing the care and the attention that he put into that stage show, and, you know, the storytelling, right? The
Exactly.
storytelling, the music, but just also, some people just rely on their catalog. And some people give you a whole other experience on that stage. Like you said, so even if you wasn't a fan, you're going to walk away like, damn, that's some of the greatest shit I ever saw.
You gonna walk away liking something.
Yeah, for sure. I want to ask how those things impact you and how you put your shows together. But we're going to get back into some music.
Okay.
It's Black History. You know what, man? I'm going to just do it. I'm going to executive play here.
Okay.
We're going to play some T.I., man.
What? Why?
Yeah, we're going to play Tip. Why not, damn it? That's why.
Yeah, that's a better question.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why not? We make the best radio. Why not play the
did.
best songs and the best artists?
I'm telling you.
It's Hip Hop Nation. Black History Next. Your tour guide.
Yeah.
Hip Hop Nation, you are tapped in with your boy Torae. It is Black History Month. It is an amazing conversation. I hope that you were picking up these jewels that are being dropped. T.I. is here. He's co-hosting with me. Domani Harris is here.
Yeah.
So, Domani, before we went back to the last music break, we were talking about the Kendrick Lamar performance and, you know, talking about...
but juxtaposed
Right.
against the Kanye performance.
Right. So let's get to that part, and then I want to ask what you take from, because both of them are amazing performers.
Amazing, yeah.
What you take from that? So let's pick it up on the Kanye side.
I think, man, Kanye, production wise, I'm talking about like stage design. I think he dumps 110% into that every single time, and it's always, his stage is always another world. It's like his stage takes you to whatever that album was. It takes you, like, you just get swallowed into that world.
Word.
And that's I ain't never seen nobody else do that aside from Kanye, for real, and do it the way he does it.
Right.
But, you know, Kendrick, it's like, man, it's just
What do you think the difference is?
the just the time and just the attention to detail and the storytelling, and yeah, the flow.
I haven't seen a Kendrick show since Good Kid, Mad City.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's crazy. You're bugging.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying,
I mean, you probably be busy doing stuff.
Yeah, I'd usually be
you might
more
have shit to
concerned
do.
with making sure they, you know what I'm
Right,
saying, making
right.
sure they get to it.
No doubt.
Yeah.
The Mr. Morale show was really incredible. I got a chance to catch it in New York. I think it was at the Barclays Center. It was really, really dope. But the same with like my beautiful dark twisted fantasy. You know what I'm saying? Like that run.
I didn't get a chance to see that one.
Yeah, man, that run was just like otherworldly. What do you
I saw
learn?
the Yeezus
joint, crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you learn from those iconic performers?
Man, I'm gonna tell you what the biggest thing. Well, I'm gonna tell you what I learned, but I'm gonna tell you what I be trying to decide is: do I want to record this, or do I want to just soak it in and just be present? That what I be really talking to myself. All right, but boom. I usually just end up just being present and just watching it and have somebody record it. But
that's a cheat code.
What I learned is just, like I said, the attention to detail and just seeing how much work, like you from the outside looking in or the outside, you really just see how much work it really go into it. And when you see, it's just so much dedication, man. It's you realize how much of a sport this actually is when you really see somebody on stage. Got great breath control and crowd control and stage presence and just energy. You know what I'm saying? And then you gotta go do this tomorrow and then do this the next day and then fly out and do. You know. So just to take all of that, and then people will leave, man. People will walk out the show because they get tired. It's 11, 12 o'clock. They got work. So if you could actually keep people in their seats or standing on their feet for that entire time, that's crazy. That says something.
It's a testament.
Just taking all that in and then we could talk about this all day, man.
I want to know who wins the debate then. When Kendrick wins for you. So it's you and Major and King and y'all arguing, and you go with Kendrick.
Yeah, it's if you want to see a crazy stage you ain't never seen before, Kanye West. If you want to really see a story and see, I don't want to say everything else, not everything else, but if you want to see an artist at work on stage and the stage and the storytelling and the music, that's Kendrick.
For sure. I don't think you could go wrong with either. Let's talk about.
I'm gonna say Jay. You know what I'm saying?
Jay? He wasn't even in the.
I know. I'm just saying, but that's for me, that was the place I went to kind of
Tip, you can remember when Jay's stage show wasn't as elaborate as it is now. You remember when he just did the regular New York shit, walk back and forth. You know what I'm saying?
See?
And really just rely on the catalog, or because he's such an intricate writer, you rely on the complexity of your rhymes. And people gonna be enamored in that. But I think that it's a different performance from the studio and the song to what you give
post
and the
Jay-Z and Friends tour.
Right, no, that's what I'm saying. But just like the evolution of it, right?
Yeah.
Us watching him grow. When he toured with Mary, right? You had to see that shit. Like, you got to turn it up. He talked about that going after DMX on the Hard Knock Life tour, and Earl going crazy. Rest in peace to the dog. Earl going crazy, and that helping him, take his game to the next level.
Word.
Tip, I've seen you rip down numerous buildings as well. Festivals with no roof. How you tear the roof off a place with no roof is crazy.
You got to put one on.
Got to put one on it to get it up off of there.
That too is a process.
This guy's good. He's good. He might have a career in this thing. Domani, what's next for you, man? It's Black History Month. It's BHM Next. It's Hip Hop Nation, and we focusing on, like I said, we've had you on the show before, and we've showcased your music before. What's the next thing, the next piece of the Domani puzzle?
That's another crazy question too.
I'm a crazy guy.
What's next? What's next? Definitely, I'm always working on another project. I'm always hands-on with a project. So I'm working on this next project, getting back on the road, setting up my own tour, and yeah, I think that's I would say that's I got a movie coming up. I'm in a movie. Dang, I'm tripping.
Yeah, your dad wouldn't cast me in the joint because he said that I don't get funny.
What?
I'm hilarious.
Dang.
We was talking about you showed me right, we talking about it on air.
I would have vouched for you though.
I got a whole, it's cool. I booked a whole leading role in the comedy. He gonna see, you know what I'm saying? You gotta make the people believe, Domani. You gotta make the people believe.
I gotta see that.
I want to talk about Skydive because out of your catalog, that's the one that I love the most. And
Thank you.
I also loved everything that you did around it, you know, to the merch, to the detail and all of that. Is it ever difficult for you when you think about, we talked about this earlier in the conversation, but like when you have a breakthrough project, if you will, how do you go in and add something new to what you've already accomplishing so much with that?
Yeah, if you sit and think about it, you could drive yourself crazy.
That's a fact.
But if you just...
That's why I ain't dropped since 2018.
Oh, man.
So you walk to crazy. You walk yourself
I just
crazy.
go right to the psycho.
You walk
I just
right
sit, I just
into
sit right in the
crazy.
midst of it.
Okay.
I got some shit dropping this year. That's all good.
That's a good way to go.
Man, but if you just present, I feel like, and you're just an artist. Everything you find, everything creative. Everything is music to me. Everything is perspectives. Everything could be told or said another way. Everything could be looked at from another angle. So it's like, I feel like it's unlimited. I feel like I could be creative and want to be creative in music. So even if a project don't do good as I wanted to do, it's like at the end of the day, I'm always have fun with it. And yeah, I think that's what it's all about for real.
That's a fact, man.
I would love to talk about, since we mentioned the Skydive, I would love to talk about all the preparation that went into the art, and not just the art, but the marketing for Skydive. You actually learned to skydive.
Yeah.
And took a class. You took a skydiving class. And I see Vic Mensa is now doing it.
Yeah.
But I think that you preceded that, did you not? I believe. And then you took a class for skydiving so much that you got to do it on your own. How many jumps you got?
I did 4 jumps in one day. But yeah, I wanted to, they was really teaching me how to skydive. I was out there in the air by myself though. And I took a class, woke up in the morning. I don't know why I wanted to do it. but I knew I wanted to skydive and not have nobody attached to me. I wanted to learn how to do it, what I need to do. Yeah. So, it was a process, man. I was learning how to maneuver in the air. I know how to go forward, backward, left, right. I know how to pull my own parachute, land. It's like, so it was... Really, I be wanting to keep a parachute with me, but it's like, because when you know how to use it, it's like, damn,
I might just have to jump off a roof one day.
I have to. Yeah. But like, if I were to jump off a roof, I feel confident enough to know what I'm doing.
I think it's a perfect time to get back into the music, y'all. Listen, man, thank you so much for being here, Domani. Clap it up. Y'all in the room, make some noise, damn it. Black History next. We're going to continue to support you. Anytime you got anything going on, Hip Hop Nation is your family. It's a platform here for you. We'll always roll out the red carpet for you. Tip, if you decide to do something, I guess it's cool too. But Domani, for sure, man. Thank you so much for always just being so gracious with your time and your art. We love it. Let's make some noise for T.I. too. He's a legend, damn it.
I guess.
And a pretty solid co-host, man.
Hey, man, appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Get this guy a nice meal. We're gonna take T.I. to dinner. We're gonna get back to the vibes.
Popeyes, we on the way.
Black History next on the Wake Up.